Barry Allen, who lives in Central City, is the fastest man
Oh, wait a second, we're moving a bit too fast, even for the Flash.
Time for a flashback.
Long story short, Kid Barry witnesses his mom get killed, his dad get wrongly convicted for it, he gets adopted by Detective Joe West, who he works with as a forensic investigator, and is secretly crushing on reporter Iris, his adopted sister?
Everybody got that? Good.
Things get shocking when a particle accelerator from research facility Star Labs explodes.
Long story short, Barry is struck by lightning from the explosion, wakes up 9 months later, was being taken care of by the wheelchair-bound Dr. Wells and his assistants Dr. Caitlin Snow and Cisco Ramon, and now has superhuman speed, and there's others with powers called metahumans due to the explosion as well.
Everybody got that? Good!
Barry apprehends these other metas in his signature suit while working along with the Star Labs gang, eventually revealing his abilities to Joe.
Meanwhile, back at the lab, Wells secretly walks out of his wheelchair?
What?
Dr. Wells and his team turn the particle accelerator lab into a prison for metahumans where they can try to reverse their mutations.
This is tough on Caitlin, whose fiancée Ronnie was killed by the explosion in this lab.
More and more metahumans get defeated and tossed at the Star Labs.
Barry's hero alter ego gets more famous and is given his signature name by Iris, the Flash.
Way better than the Streak.
Joe is visited by the actual killer of Barry's mother, a fast meta in yellow who steals the mom's murder case file.
Things get crazy as Barry tries to stop the meta in yellow but fails.
Joe's partner Eddie asks Iris to move in with him.
They're dating, by the way.
Barry then confesses his love for her.
Awkward!
Oh, and remember Caitlin's husband Ronnie, who died in an explosion at the beginning of the season?
He actually survived it and can burst into flames now!
Later on, Dr. Wells enters his secret room.
It turns out he's keeping the same yellow suit of the meta they're trying to capture. But why?
Back to metahuman hunting.
Former prison breaker Leonard Snart,
aka Captain Cold,
comes to Central City with former prison brother and partner Mick Rory,
aka Heatwave,
and are eventually defeated Ghostbuster style when they cross the streets with their guns.
They get sent to prison, but break out, of course.
You know, because they broke out of prisons on another show.
Anyways, the group is attacked by Dr. Wells' former protege Hartley Rathaway, who claims to know Wells' secrets.
After capturing him, Cisco finds out that Ronnie merged with Dr. Martin Stein, who was at Star Labs the day of the explosion.
Ronnie and Dr. Stein then separate in a different explosion.
Meta in yellow, aka Reverse Flash, kidnaps General Eiling,
who was in town to try to kidnap the merged Ronnie and Dr. Stein for experimentation.
and reveals himself to be Dr. Wells?
Mind blown!
Well, not that mind blown, I mean the suit was hanging up in a secret closet.
Later, Barry learns that a future version of himself was trying to save his mother.
Yep, time travel.
Later, Wells reveals himself to Cisco as actually being Eobard Thawne, a metahuman from the future.
Turns out he traveled back in time to kill the Flash but got stuck in the 21st century.
Time travel has slowed him down, so he killed the actual Dr. Wells, taking his identity.
He was hoping to create the particle accelerator quicker than when it was created in the past, which is now the future, so he can get back to his time sooner.
It's never simple when it comes to time travel.
So all this time he's been helping Barry to get stronger so that he can take his powers to go back to the future? Mind blown!
Not to worry though, since Cisco can warn the others. But before he can, Fake Wells, aka Eobard, aka Reverse Flash, kills him.
R.I.P. Cisco. No!
Don't worry though, because Barry accidentally runs so fast he travels back in time, making Cisco alive again.
Yes!
Later, Barry informs Caitlin and Cisco that Dr. Wells is the Reverse Flash.
They find his secret room containing his Reverse Flash costume and a news clipping revealing Barry's future marriage to Iris.
Fake Wells finds them, kidnaps Eddie, and reveals that he's his ancestor.
The particle accelerator gets activated and Wells escapes.
Eddie calls it quits when he finds out that Iris marries Barry in the future.
Soon after Firestorm,
The fusion of Ronnie and Dr. Stein, who can now control their merging ability.
and the Flash meet Oliver Queen, aka the Arrow from that show that we might recap one day.
He joins up to fight Fake Wells for the superhero showdown of the season!
It's Flash, Firestorm, and Arrow versus Reverse Flash!
They finally capture him and find out that he killed Barry's mom!
Fake Wells later convinces Barry to create a wormhole to return to his time and let Barry save his mom.
The wormhole is created, but the consequences are too dire, and Barry later decides to let his mom die.
Before Fake Wells can kill Barry, Eddie shoots himself, causing Fake Wells to be erased from the timeline.
They're related, remember?
R.I.P. Eddie.
The wormhole evolves into a black hole and starts tearing the city apart!
This forces Barry to run in to stop it, and
Season 2!
Firestorm destroys the black hole, but the Ronnie half dies in the process.
Poor Caitlin, she had to go through his death twice?
R.I.P. Ronnie.
Things change for everyone.
Barry starts flashing on his own. Iris is in grief over Eddie's death and distances herself romantically from Barry. Cisco works with Joe, whose new partner Patty later develops a relationship with Barry, and Caitlin works at a new research lab.
Things change even more when the Flash is attacked by a meta who claims he was sent by a man named Zoom.
Good news! Barry receives an old video confession from Fake Wells of his mom's murder, freeing his dad, and the band gets back together.
Bad news! A guy named Jay Garrick shows up and tells them that the world is in danger.
Turns out he's the Flash but on a parallel Earth, which is referred to as Earth 2.
He got sucked into the Earth through a black hole while fighting Zoom and lost his powers.
First time travel and now multiverses? This show is awesome!
On top of that, it turns out Cisco's got the power of precognition.
He got it from the same explosion that gave Barry his powers, but they didn't fully manifest until now.
A portal opens in Star Labs and guess who comes through? Earth 2 Dr. Wells!
Zoom,
Who we find out is actually the fastest man alive.
continues to send out more henchmen to Earth 1 who are all defeated.
The gang plans to lure Zoom, but Jay Garrick doesn't trust Dr. Wells and leaves.
This Dr. Wells is a secret as well. Zoom has his daughter captive.
The lure doesn't work and the crazy fast Zoom stabs Flash with his freaking arm like a badass!
I know we're supposed to root against him, but it's pretty cool.
Barry eventually recovers, but his ass whooping causes him to be unable to use his powers.
Meanwhile, Joe deals with learning he had a kid named Wally with his ex-wife, who he takes in.
Wally West? Doesn't he become the Flash in the comics?
Well, we don't know if that's gonna happen.
Barry's trauma continues as his hero duties get in the way of his relationship with Patty, who decides to leave town.
Zoom visits Wells and says he will release his daughter if Wells helps Flash get faster so he can steal his speed.
Barry's speed begins increasing.
Wells' plan to save his daughter is revealed, and Barry and Cisco decide to travel to Earth 2 to help defeat Zoom.
Long story short, they get stuck in Earth 2, encounter evil doppelgangers, save Wells' daughter, and jump into a portal back to Earth 1.
Meanwhile, back at Zoom's lair, he finally takes off his mask, and it's Jay Garrick, Earth 2's Flash?
Turns out his real name is Hunter Zolomon, and he's crazy.
Cisco finds out that Jay is Zoom, who who kidnaps Wally and wagers Wally's life against Barry's speed.
Barry chooses Wally and gives up his speed for Zoom, who kidnaps Caitlin because he's in love with her.
They fell in love when Zoom was pretending to be Jay.
He puts her in a prison that's also holding a man in an iron mask, but who is it?
Zoom returns to Earth 1, builds a metahuman army, and declares the city under his control.
Long story short, Barry gets his speed back, Caitlin breaks free and helps knock out the Earth 2 metahumans, and Zoom kills Barry's father right in front of him.
Cold-blooded!
Zoom forces the Flash to race him, which charges a device that would destroy all the worlds in the multiverse except for Earth 1.
The Flash defeats Zoom, who's taken away by time wraiths.
They're basically Dementor-looking creatures that stop speedsters who recklessly time travel.
Oh, and that man behind the iron mask? Turns out it was the real Jay Garrick!
He looks exactly like Barry's dead dad!
And finally, the grief of seeing his dad's doppelganger drives Barry to run back in time and save his mom from Reverse Flash.
He just reset the whole show timeline!